I'm a very clear person. I know what I'm doing, and I'm formidable. Formidable for me means that any room I find myself, I inspire fear. You can't disrespect me, no matter who you are. You just know that I have to behave myself. It doesn't matter who I'm meeting. If I'm meeting a killer, he's going to behave himself. If I'm meeting an assassin, even if he has all the power to kill me, he will do it respectfully. I cannot be disrespected. My energy inspires fear. My energy inspires respect. I am impressively large. I am impressively large. I'm very intense, capable, and powerful. And I know maybe in your own reality, somebody should not say that about himself. That means you want me to lie. Because that's who I am. And that's what I'm telling you. If you have a problem with that, you need therapy. That's on you, not on me. Are we together? Now, if I'm drowning people, if I'm drowning today, you can never know. If I'm drowning, you will never know. Because I'll still look like this. I'll still smell very nice. You will still find me flying top tier. Top tier. I don't know what economy looks like. I don't know what it looks like. Right? On the day that I finally drown, I'll still be like that. The only way you will have a chance to know that I am drowning is that I've drowned. That's how you're going to know. I don't wear my crisis. You can never see it on my face. No matter how close you are to me, let me remove my glasses and show you my face. You cannot see my face like this. You can't catch me sorry. I mean, you can't catch me sorry. Except you don't know me. You can't catch me. You can't see me like this. Sitting down. And I'm like this. No. That's not me. Every time you see me, I'm curating something. When you meet me, I'm renting a space in your head. Your behavior, you think you are the one behaving. I'm controlling it. You are not just acting. No, I need your permission to make you pretend that you are in charge. You don't understand? You know, I spent 12 years in the university studying a 4-year course. 12 years. 4-year course. After 12 years, they gave me a bachelor's degree. I had 8 years of extra. They were not against me. I was trying to pass. It's not that they are against me, they are attacking me, or they are persecuting me. No. Hello? So let's be clear. I've tasted everything from chewing gum to cocaine. I had a gun at a very young age. In my first year, my first semester in college, in the university, I had 8 carryovers out of 9 courses. 8. By the end of first year, I had 15 courses I was yet to pass. When I got to 400 level, which is supposed to be final year, I had 52 carryovers, 52. So definitely I'm not going anywhere. And it took me another 8 years after the first 4 to be able to manifest graduation. My mom used to call me Methuselah. You know who Methuselah was? Because she was convinced I would be in school forever. Say Methuselah of Lasso. Methuselah. I've tasted success too early as a young man. Because as a young person, I was living on the left side of life. On the left side. And on the left, That's where you have. I don't mean liberalism left. I don't mean ideological left. I mean going left or going right with your life. So I went left. On that left, you have everything negative there. And I had many experiences as a young man. I never had a girlfriend, even though I was sexually active all my life. If I have to be with a girl, you must have a boyfriend first. If you don't have a boyfriend, I cannot have anything to do with you. Way back. Not now, please. Way back. You must have. Why? Because I wasn't going to be responsible for anything. I had loyalty to nothing. Until today, as I'm sure you already know, I don't do Christmas. I don't go wear pajamas with my family and stand behind the fireside and say, Merry Christmas. I don't do that. I don't do Happy New Year. I'm sure you've seen my Instagram. You can't even say Happy New Year. Your problems you slept with on 31st night, they're going to wake up with you on the 1st. So the happy that you put there is you immortalizing your own experience by yourself, and that's fine because it's your choice. But to say that there's a difference between the two, that won't be mathematically correct. Are we on the same page? So I didn't want to have any commitment. I'm going somewhere, people. So I was a confident fool. Have you met confident ignorance before? You know nothing, but you are not aware. Do you understand? You don't know anything, but you are not aware. So you carry your ignorance with swag and class. And do you understand? There's assertive foolishness where you are confidently asserting emptiness. They are beautiful fools. They are handsome dummies. They are 6 foot tall, broad-chested, empty minds. They are wig-wearing drifters. You don't understand. Some people are so poor, all they have is money. What about that? Go to bed with that. Some people are so poor, all they have is money. If you take that money away, you'll be stunned at the depth of their emptiness. And I say to people, whatever impacts on you and changes who you are is more powerful than you. Yes, whatever it is. Shawarma is more powerful than some girls. I can understand the arrival of something new. When newness visits you, your natural response is excitement. But you must have a lifespan. So if I give you a car, you should be excited. It's a new thing. Like a new wife. Like a newborn baby. Like a new car. But if that car begins to make you more outspoken, begins to make you more extroverted, begins to make you more outgoing, then it's touching on your personality now. That car, though breathless, is more powerful than you. How did I know? If I throw a bomb on you now, to change who you are, from a physical being to a spirit being, it's more powerful than you. Anything that impacts on you and changes who you are is more powerful than you. Shoes are more powerful than people. Fragrance are more powerful than people. Food are more powerful than people. It's mockery when I hear people at times come into a room like this and you want to succeed. Really? Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is? Let me tell you something about poverty. You know, poverty excites you just that you don't know. It excites you. It excites you and it gives you energy and momentum. So a part of you unknown to you can tolerate it. And let me tell you, anything you are willing to tolerate will never change. Even if that toleration is just for 1 minute I don't care what it is. Whether it's a sugar you don't like. So I don't eat for 36 hours by default. I live a fasted life. I fast for 36 hours. I eat for 8 hours. I go 36 hours for over 2 years now. For over close to 2 years now. I eat 8 hours. I do 36 hours. I eat 8 hours. I do 36 hours. So it's 36 hours of fasting, 8 hours of eating, 36 hours of fasting. That's default. Integrity is an act of will. If you make a commitment to walk for 30 minutes every day, you don't ask yourself if it is raining or not. Once you do that, you are compromising your integrity. You made a commitment to yourself that I am going to walk for 30 minutes every day. Once you make that commitment, knowing the reality of the universe, that it can rain, it can be sunny, and you made that commitment, you can't be shocked when it started raining and say, oh, maybe today I should not go. You didn't make a commitment. That means you are willing to tolerate your not walking, because if you can't tolerate it, you are going to walk. I always say to people, anything you cannot label as an adversary will have a seat in your life. Whenever I want to stop, I don't see it as, there's nothing called weakness in my life. You are either an adversary or an ally. If I want to stop sugar, if I don't want to take soda anymore, I don't see soda as something nice that I want to stop. No. I see soda as my assassin. He wants to kill me, and I'm going to kill you. I tell people, you must be capable of, listen, you must be dangerous, but don't exercise danger. See, I can kill. Oh, I can. I go to the gun range, I shoot a lot. In case it becomes my responsibility one day, I shouldn't be found wanting. Hello? I shouldn't be found wanting. I live in a country where everybody got a gun anyway. If you think you are being nice, you are the fool. And if somebody walks in here and he has shot 2 people there, he has shot 3 people and he's walking down here, and while he was walking, he tripped and his gun came to my feet. I'm not going to keep it and say, stop. That's you, that's not me. If I pick that gun, I'm going to cock it, I'm going to empty it on his body. And I will say, praise the Lord. I will empty it on his body in Jesus' name. My consolation is that I saved 500 other people and I took out this clown. I'm not going to pick it and say, praise the Lord, stop. No, I'm not going to do that. Do I know how much he still has in his pocket? Do I know if he has a grenade as an option to the pistol? I don't know. I'm going somewhere. I was speaking somewhere one day in a church, and somebody just stood up. I thought he was going to attack me. And I train. On many levels, I can take care of myself. I don't need protocol. I can take it. It takes a lot to. Of course, I will be weak when I need to. I'll be humble when I need to, in the face of superior capacity. But if I assess the threat and I can take it, I will take it without thinking. I'm not that kind of Christian. I'm going somewhere. I don't pray to God about what my brain can do. I don't. In fact, in my own economy, my brain is superior to my spirit. Yeah. You can get angry all you want. That's your headache. Your own spirit is superior. That's fine. But if your spirit is dead, they say that means you are not a spiritual person. You have a dead spirit. But there are so many people who don't go to church, who are not born again, who are billionaires. Elon Musk is a billionaire. Bill Gates is a billionaire. Jeff Bezos. All these guys are billionaires. They don't go to church. They don't speak in tongues. They don't do all the things that you do. But they are billionaires and they are very successful. And they are not supposed to be spiritual. So somebody who is not spiritual can be the world heavyweight champion. Am I correct? In boxing. Somebody who is not spiritual can be the Olympic champion. Am I correct? Somebody who is not spiritual can be the richest man in the world. We already have him again and again. Am I correct? Okay. So the fact that he doesn't have a relationship with God, he could still control the world and do big things. Am I correct? Aliko Dangote is not a Christian. Hello? So you can't say that Christianity owns the monopoly of success. Or that somebody cannot be rich except he's born again. It's foolishness to say that. Am I talking to you though? So whatever your spiritual alignment is, the rules that govern economics are completely different. If you don't pay those rules, you are going to suffer sincerely. People are sincerely in prison. People are sincerely poor. People are sincerely frustrated. Because sincerity is not a factor of production. Land, labor, capital, entrepreneur. This is sincerity there. Okay. So, but if somebody is brain dead, can he do anything? If you are brain dead, we just said if you are not spiritual, you can still be the richest man in the world. You can win the gold medal at the Olympics. But if you are brain dead, please, what can you do? Nothing. You are useless to God. You are useless to the devil. You are useless to everybody. And I say that very humbly. Anybody dealing with anybody like that in their families. Think about it. Spiritually dead, you can still be rich and successful. Brain dead, you cannot get anything done. Which is more important? No, I'm asking. No, what do you think, sir? Particularly because who gave you the brain? So God must be a transgressor of his own creation to give you a brain and not expect you to use it. He gave you the brain so that you can use it. Stay with me. Are you here? So, I'll pause that and I'll shift a bit. I got a diagnosis for ADHD. And it's a very complex one, right? According to my psychiatrist, my doctor, out of 6 symptoms, she will be very worried about me if I meet 3 of the symptoms. She'll be very worried. If anybody is struggling with ADHD and they have 3 of those 6 symptoms, the doctor will be very worried. Guess how many I have? 6/6. Yeah. Let me expand it. There are 12 traits that impact on your lifestyle with an ADHD brain. 12 areas of your life that it can impact. When you meet 3 to 4 of those 12, they are really worried about you. Guess how many I met? 12/12. So my case is, so the doctor asked me, how did you succeed? You are not supposed to succeed. I said, I spent 12 years in school studying a 4-year course. You are right. You are right. I'm not supposed to be here. But I have insisted on my space under the sun. I have said to myself, me, I didn't know about it. I didn't care. I didn't know what it was, but I knew that I have a stake in this world. I have a space under the sun, and I will occupy it. It doesn't matter who approves or does not approve. See, I will never meet you on the day of your power. I get into rooms. Everybody is greeting the president, or they are greeting the governor, or they are greeting. I sit down, maybe in the flight. That's happened many times. I don't meet people in the day of their power. I don't. Because the day of your power is not a big day in your head. I can remember it all you want. You won't. So I only meet people in the day of my power or our mutual powers. That's how I do it. On a day like this is the day of my power. I'm the one holding the microphone. You are all listening. If you don't like it, you pick your bag and go out. You can't take the mic. You see what I'm saying? It's the day of my power. It's not the best day to meet me, except it's also the day of your power. So if I meet this gentleman, who is a co-speaker, if I meet this gentleman, who is a co-speaker, if I meet Madame, if I meet him, because we are both on that platform. So there is a mutual understanding of value exchange. Not your case is different. Your case is different. So if you have to meet me today, for example, what you can do is come close, take a picture, right? And if you can't get an email, don't jump to ask for numbers. I think for somebody like you, for me, I will argue and say I don't give it. I'm not sorry to say the things I really believe. So you move away, and then you go on social media, and then you send a picture. I say, it was a pleasure to meet you. And I thought I should share this picture with you. You're such an amazing, phenomenal person. Somebody I would love to be in his space. That's power exchange. That's value exchange. Hello? Stay with me. Then I had an IQ test. You know what my IQ test is? Do you want to guess? 140 over 140. That's supposed to be high. That's genius, right? You know what my doctor said? He said your ADHD combined with your IQ test is a recipe for disaster. See, but you are not going to make it. Nobody is going to believe you. You are also going to be failing. I have time blindness. You don't understand? If you give me an appointment for 2 and I make it, I've died to make it. By my biology, by my neurology, I can't make it. Let me tell you something. This is going to shock you. Do you know I don't have the capacity to be disciplined? I can't be disciplined. I'm not a disciplined person. I know you are disappointed. I don't care. I'm telling you the reality. I'm not a disciplined person. God did not give me the neurology to be disciplined. The ADHD brain cannot be disciplined. To be disciplined, there's a component in your brain that allows for executive function. That's how you're able to be disciplined. This executive function is biology, it's there, it's neurology. It's God-given. You may never demand on it, but you have it. Do you know what I have? And anybody struggling with ADHD? Executive dysfunction. It's the exact opposite. That's what we have. Do you see why they said, how did you make it? So for you to succeed, since you can't be disciplined, I couldn't pass. I wrote JAM for 4 years. And let's be clear, I'm very smart, but academics is my weakness. It took me time to now realize that, first in class is not necessarily first in life. Because I was trying to judge myself by the classroom. The classroom is not my own advantage. Outside of the class is my power. Hello? I remember when I didn't have a child for a very long time. I finally had one. And I have only one. The teacher then called me one day and said, when your son is in class, he doesn't look at me. He's looking away. I said, excuse me. First, who are you? I don't understand. Why should he look at you? I don't understand. This is how you program children. Why should he be looking at you? Did you test him and he failed the exam? No. Is he disrupting anybody in the class? No. Is he disrupting the class? No. Is he failing? No. Please excuse me. So what is your problem? Why, as a teacher, do you need eye contact? That's oppressive. Please don't discuss this type of thing again. My son doesn't have a problem. You have ego problems. And you are projecting it on my boy. So deal with yourself. And I'm going to be watching you now. Because we may need to report this and take it higher. We need to be watching you. I'm going somewhere. I came from are you following me? I know it's not together yet, but stay with me because I'm making sense. I came from a polygamous home. My mom was the side chick. I became the second wife. So we were the ones that came to disrupt the home, because the home, they were okay. There was Mama Agba, the first wife, was there with her husband, and then my mom came after, and then we came. So the kids from the other side were always fighting us, and justifiably so, because we were intruders. We were even intruders ab initio at the base. Then, of course, we became a threat because we now have more stakeholders on the wheel. Do you get? My mom, in a gracious and magnanimous, loving commitment as a mother, needs us, our children, to do well. You have to do well. Go to school. Be first in class. And you will have thought she's saying that to us so that we can meet the test of excellence. But that's not the issue. The issue is, if your children do well, you get the sentiments of your dad, who sends more resources to your mother's side. So, as a child, that doesn't mean much. But when you keep experiencing that and you become an adult, you are going to become incapable of doing things for their real meaning. You are going to be doing things not for the standard of excellence. You will be pursuing the loftiest things in life for the wrong reason. And growing up in that home set me up for that for years, and I mastered it. And I began to pursue the right things for the wrong reasons. I'll expand that again. In a polygamous home, the children from this side bear your last name, soriyan. The kids from this side bear your last name, soriyan. Your mom then tells you that these guys are your adversary. And their mom also tells them, these guys are your adversary. Adversary's conversation can make sense, except that this adversary carry your last name. As a child, that's too much for you. Because these are supposed to be your brothers and sisters. And then your mom has to go out. She'd rather take you to stay 10 houses away than leave you in a house with people who carry your last name. As a child, that's a lot. By the time you become an adult, you become incapable of trusting anybody. Because you couldn't trust people who carry your last name in the same house. And this is a damage you may never recover from if you are aware of it at all. Then, there's always competition. Then, somebody's always trying to kill you. Don't let them touch your head. Don't let them don't hit you. All nonsense, but this is the deal. So, before you know what is happening, you become suspicious of everybody. And then you live permanently in paranoia. And then all of that forms you into some form of adult. And then you interpret your life from there. You are set up for all sorts. Are you here? So, I was in a boarding house at the age of 3. I went to boarding house. They took me to a boarding house at the age of 3. Do you have a child? Does anybody have a toddler? Do you have a 3-year-old? Can you imagine that 3-year-old in a boarding house? You know, I still think about it today. I look for, when my son was 3, I'm like, at this age is when they set me there. What were they thinking? I was bedwetting till I was 19. Because nobody was doing toilet training for me, telling me. But you know how I stopped bedwetting? When I gained admission to university. My first day on campus, I just saw a bug magazine where they were putting people that did something wrong, embarrassed themselves, they don't know how to wear, or they weed, or they did something, or they were caught somewhere, you know. And the people publishing the magazine were cultists, so you can't fight them. So I saw the magazine, and then my sense told me, if you wee here, if you piss here, you are dead. Reputation is dead. That was the last time it ever happened. Before then, they're giving me the weeds. They're giving me all kinds of concussion. They've tried to help me. My daddy has brought it. It didn't work. Just one reality check. Everything disappeared. I'm going somewhere. Then somebody told me, my weakness in life is sex. Once I start making out, once I start kissing, petting, necking, I have to go all the way. That's my weakness. Don't just get me started. Once I start, I cannot stop. I say, that's not true. I say, but that's true though. No, that's not true. So you are kissing a girl now. I love you. Yes. Because I want to tell you something. Say, what? You know I can't stop once I start. What do you want to tell me? I want to tell you something. What do you want to tell me? I don't know. I'm HIV positive. You know, what you should do there to show that you are weak and to show that the devil is in control. You say, and you are just telling me now when I cannot control myself. Look at my life. You know, I'm weak. You know, once I start, I cannot stop. Oh my God. So this is how I'm going to die. I can't even stop. Oh my God. Is that what you are going to do? As you are kissing, you say what? What did you say? You know, if at that time 20,000 demons come out and say, continue, you say, are you all guys all right? Did you hear what she said? Then you realize that no, you are in charge, running your script, making your choices. You are not weak. Somebody said, my weakness is, once I see anything in skirt, I go for it. I said, no, that's not true. I will stay with your mom. No. I will stay with your grandmother. No. The pepper seller behind your street. Have you jumped on her? The 66-year-old pepper seller. No. Oh. If anything is scared, when you see your mommy, you say, mommy, run. You know, I can't control myself. Anything is scared, I jump on it. Mommy, run. See your grandmother at 84. Say, grandma, you know, I can't help. Anything is scared, I'm going to jump on you. You know, you need to go. You leave your mom. You left your grandma. You left the 62-year-old pepper seller behind your house. You now went 5 houses away to go and meet a young girl. No, you are not. That's a script. You are running a script. You are making choices. I will expand it. So somebody left the house at 4 a.m. for work. Got back from work at 1 a.m. Left 4 a.m. Worked all day. Got back at 1 a.m. Tired. She can't do anything. He can't do anything. She cannot move. She needs somebody to help her sleep if possible. Somebody should help her have a bath if possible. She cannot do nothing. She's so tired. 2 snakes crawl into the sitting room. And 1 gunshot by the window. Bam, bam. You know, if you are tired, you say, oh my God. So this is how I'm going to die. On the day I'm so tired, you are now shooting. Look at 2 snakes. Oh my God. Is that what she's going to do? What is she going to do? Bail. When she bails, did somebody come and say, take energy, run? The energy has been inside her dormant. She needs a contrary situation to compel her to place a demand on an hitherto dormant energy. In practical times, everything she used to run is still inside of her. A narrative kept her static until a contrary situation came to compel her, to move her to where she needs to be. You have no idea the lies that this country tells you. About how many things you cannot do. About the things you can do. When you say to me, that's me, I just can't do that. How did you know? Who is that me? When did you meet him? How did you start? How did you know what you can do and what you cannot do? The doctor said, by my science, I shouldn't succeed. I didn't even know. I wasn't going to not succeed. I wasn't going to do it. My first business, was refuse collection. I was parking. You know those guys who move carts from house to house? I believe I'm the inventor. But just like nobody can prove who started pure water, I also cannot prove that I was the first person. But I didn't know anybody doing that before I started. Save some money, move into fumigation. Save some money, started doing barbecue. I didn't have any talent for these things. I was already out of school. Without a degree, I had a school cert. If I go and get a job, I'm going to be an office assistant. And there's enough dignity in me, I cannot surrender to that weakness. So I'd rather be in charge of my own journey. So I was doing something. I made my first 1 million cooking. I had no talent for it. I bought 24 books, second-hand books, read them up, and started inventing recipes. I had 24 salad recipes invented by me. I had accompaniments of all kinds invented by me. I remember we were going to serve a top client one day of a particular salad mix that I invented. As we were making the salad, we were finished. We were supposed to pack. We were running late. The guy who was my partner mistakenly hid the vinegar on the table and he poured with the salad. And you know the taste of vinegar. Everything poured in. And they are expecting us in like 10 minutes. We were late. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Right there. I said, what are we going to do? I said, leave it like that. Drain it a bit, leave it like that. Pack it into a different bowl. Write on it. I give it a name. The name of my food company was Tritatuto. I said, call it Tritarara with bitter aftertaste. I put it there, send it in. This case study, I've given it to banks, companies across the world to solve the problem. How do you solve that problem? I've given it to sales teams, creative teams to solve that problem. Nobody gets it right. But the solution that day was I branded the problem. Vinegar had poured into it. The taste had changed. It left a terrible bitter aftertaste. I called it that name. Tritarara mix with bitter aftertaste. We sent it to the client. They ate it. You know, there's a point human beings prove to themselves. Nobody wants to be the local person. Everybody wants to justify sophistication. So nobody's going to say, I don't know how to eat it. So everybody has to pretend that they know how to eat it. You know, there is a narrative you have to tell yourself to tolerate your nuisance. You know, helplessness is a state of the mind. And for you to be helpless, you must tell yourself a story that permits you to be helpless in that situation. You must. Do you know you cannot deceive anybody until you become masterful in deceiving yourself? Because lie is a visit to your own soul first before it becomes the hearing of anybody. If you cannot convince yourself of a false narrative, you can't tell it to anybody. So a good liar is also a self-deceptive person. Every lie you tell, you fool yourself first. So by the time you become a good liar, you have also become masterful in your capacity to fool yourself. Are we on the same page? There is a narrative you must consistently invent to permit yourself to live in any moment. You must give yourself a narrative. Weakness is a state of the mind. Powerlessness is a state of the mind. Helplessness is a state of the mind. The real issue you have is how you see, how you hear, how you judge, how you interpret. Because those four determine how you decide and how you take action. So when I was going to live in America, I told myself, I'm not going to America to look for Nigerians because I left 200 million of them at home. They are not lost. They are not missing. I'm not going to get to America again and be going to Nigerian restaurant, going to be congregating with Nigerians. It's not possible. They are not missing in my life. I have access to 200 million of them. And I was already a public figure. Because Nigerians don't live in America. Nigerians live in Nigeria inside America. Nigerians don't live in London. They live in Nigeria inside London. Nigerians don't live in Canada. They live in Nigeria inside Canada. Are you with me? And so they do Nigerian things. impress themselves on a daily basis and pretend they're not aware of the country they are in. One of my videos went viral. People came for me. They were dragging me everywhere, which I'm used to. And somebody came to tell me, I've bought so number of houses in America now. I said, so? I said, are you aware that this is the country of Elon Musk? This is the country of Bill Gates. This is the country of Jeff Bezos. How do you pretend that you are not aware of all of this and you are celebrating this normalcy as a standard for me to be impressed by? This is disrespect to me. Now, I'm not saying don't be grateful. But understand that whatever it is you have done, we have to compare it to what you could have done. One. And if you ignore that, we have to compare it to the true value of your potential. Such that if you end your life as the governor of Lagos State, you are prosperous, people know you, you are successful, people respect you, you will never be poor in your life again. And to everybody, you are successful, you have made it, your destiny is sealed. But to your soul, there are bigger questions to answer. Is this all you are built for, or is there more? True success is not what you do. It's what you do compared to what you could have done. It's what you have achieved compared to what you could have achieved. It's what you have achieved compared to the true value of your potential. Such that though you are governor of Lagos State, after that, you could have become a senator of the Federal Republic. You could have moved beyond that to become the president of the country, moved beyond that to become AU chairman, moved beyond that to become UN Sec-Gen, and top it with a Nobel Prize. And all of that may not be there. Nobody will ask you. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to a simple concept. Every 5 minutes more, I'll go. Introduce you to a simple concept. The idea that when you are young, you are into commissioning. All you want to do is obey the sound of commission. Commission is what you do. But when you go 50, 55, 60 and above, you don't hear the sound of commission again. You hear the sound of omission. The things you could do that you never did. And it's not you talking about those things. It's those things answering you questions from people. That's what they call midlife crisis. That's when you see a 62-year-old man successful committing suicide. You see a celebrity doing, and you're wondering, how is it happening though? It's got everything. It's the sound of omission. It's not you talking. It's your entire system speaking to you about what you have capacity for that you never initiated. So you don't rest. You don't become loyal to what is working and forget it's going to change. You don't. Ask Kodak, ask Yahoo, ask Google, ask Nokia, ask BlackBerry. Why have I said all I have said? I've painted different problems, different scenarios, different blocks of anything. You know, I used to stammer. You can't believe it, right? This is how I used to talk. It wasn't natural. It was that I was thrown into circumstances that traumatized me and cut me into some levels. And the confidence to stand. I became a violent boy growing up. I was a troubled youth. And part of my violence was because I can't explain myself. When I'm having an issue with somebody, quickly he has explained herself. You know, I don't believe it. I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm saying, I'll just break his head. Because I don't know, I'm trying to say, but I can't. Before I said I said, no, the idea is not good. What he did was, I feel the injustice. I can't help myself. I just carry, bam. And that's how I began to break bottle, use cutlass, graduated to gun. You know, when I'm talking to young people, I say, close your eyes. Think of any evil. I'm sure I've done it. Beware of generals without scars. Because there are many. Luck didn't bring us here. Providence did. Even strategy did not. I can never recommend my path to anybody because I don't know how I got here. I've tried. The only thing I knew I had consistently was that my will cannot be broken. I must find. I failed. There was a time I was owing 2007, 2006. I was owing over 360 million. Not now. 2007, so you know how much that is now. Everybody in uniform was looking for me. Boy Scout, Girls Brigade, police, Boys Brigade, and LASMA, anything in uniform was after me. You will have, my mentor at the time called me and said, travel, just leave. To me, you are finished. I said, my business name is Soriyan Training Network. Where do I want to go with the name? I'm going to go and change the name. So I can't go. I stood there. It was bad. One day, I was speaking like this. Policemen came with bank. They took my honorarium, took all my money for sales, and took me away. Embarrassing. As I was speaking, I saw them. I knew, oh, of course. One day I was in Sheraton Hotel. At the lobby, thank God there was no social media then. It would have been a disaster. They arrested me at the lobby. You don't understand? You know, and I always tell people this. When people owe you, and you bring police officers to arrest them, know that it's your wretchedness. The only reason why you are arresting them is because you are not the one that lost the money. Because if you have lost that same money by yourself, he won't arrest you. Guess what? You can live without that money. The only reason why you think you cannot live without that money is because somebody else lost the money. If you were the one that lost the money, you will accept it, you will live with yourself, you will find another way. Don't confuse what is easy for you for what is easy to do. Just because it is easy for you doesn't make it easy. So you need to calm down. My word, therefore, to everybody here is to know that your assets really are three. Nobody wants you. In all these situations, I've told you the choices of men around me. People have tried to walk on our head, tell us what to do. We were owing for real. We had no story to tell. We were no-name boys. I'm sure if there's one person in this room, Bishop, good to see you. If there's one person in this room who has heard my last name before, apart from me, you heard Shori or anywhere, stand up. You've never heard the name. That is, you've heard it somewhere else, apart from my name. Oh no, you don't understand. As in somebody else, another person bearing, what's your last name?
Anemena.
Have you heard it before? Have you heard it before? What's your last name?
Mwamara.
Have you heard it before? Have you heard it before? What's your last name, sir?
Phillips.
we know Phillips Consulting. It's a big name. Maybe we have a lot in common. You need to check. But my name, you have never heard it before. I'm the one putting value on it. There's nobody in my family that knows fame. Me, I'm the one rewriting that legacy. Insisting on the character of that name. It's me. The family is so small, you have never heard the name before. That's how small, inconsequential we are. When they say somebody come from a small family, you don't know the meaning. That's part of the meaning. So, you have never heard Shoriyan anywhere. I am the Shoriyan that you know. Yes, sir. Just like before Bill Gates went security. Then a bill came and changed our understanding of Gates. Because it was Bill Gates. And all of a sudden when we hear Gates now, we think Bill. Now we think security. Apple was a fruit. Until somebody came and lived a type of life, built a company. When you hear Apple now, you think of Apple the company first before Apple the fruit. That's how compelling human beings can live their life. Is this hand, this brain under God that is your asset? It is the choice of the narratives you choose to believe. I'm not motivating you. This is the truth of the human condition. Nobody can edit your story, determine its content, but you. No-name boys, no-name girls from no-name families can rise to states of prominence, authority, and influence without the approval of nobody. It's a choice first. Of course, if Mr. Dangote is your uncle, take advantage of it. If FJ is your brother, take advantage of it. If you have people who have made it take advantage of it, we didn't have. We didn't have. So we had to understand what it means for me to feel fulfilled and meaningful in my journey, and to ask myself, what do I need to do to get there? And I realized that, to get to where I'm going, I need a degree. I need a degree. Somebody else don't need a degree, but I need it. So as I began to struggle, I said, I must get this degree. I'm not leaving this place without this degree. I'm going to die trying to get it. Guess what? I got it. It was a third class. Does that bother you now? Look at me. Just look at me. Just look at me. It doesn't matter what your history is. It doesn't matter what your name is. I said I couldn't talk this way for years. You. Who will have believed that God has chosen me to speak to the universe? And that for me to speak to the universe, I need to be fluent, organized, thorough, pure, gift of the gap. Everything needs to flow grammatically. Everything needs to flow. And I have to endure over 25 years of stammering. Who would have thought that this would be me? So your story is already written. What is left for you to believe it? And when you believe it, you align. What do you align with? What do you align with? I know my time is up. I'll get out of your face. But what do you align with? Align with your design. Do you know any fish in the ocean who is trusting God to relocate to the jungle? Of course, that means he wants to go and organize his own death, naturally. Because that's not his environment. Do you get? If you see an emaciated lion is in the hands of human beings in a circus or in a zoo, if the lion is in the jungle, it will be fine. No animal is supposed to be taking antibiotics. It's not their design. Once an animal is taking antibiotics, it's already proof of malfunction. If you leave the animal in its natural design, he will be fine. See, you can be a jungle bird, or you can be a zoo bird, or you can be a circus bird. I'm a jungle bird. Let me tell you what that means. As a jungle bird, my freedom is my greatest asset. I know that when I wake up today and I choose to fly, a hunter can shoot me down. I know the propeller of a plane can bring me down. I know it. But knowing it is actually the proof of my freedom. The fact that I know that if I go out today, I might not return. A hunter can shoot me, hunt me down, and eat me up. A propeller of a plane can cut me down. The weather can be so harsh and I lose my wings and I die. I know it, but I must step out because that is the proof of my freedom. I will take that all day than to be a fresh, fully supplied bird in a cage, in a circus, taking antibiotics, watching birds fly, knowing what I could have been, and sit down here and be taken care of. You know, a bird in the zoo will never be hungry. He will never lose his meal. He will always be fine, fresh, taking injection, tablets, multivitamins, supplements, everything available. But it's no longer a bird. When he's a bird, he's not born for all of that. The same thing for a zoo lion and a jungle lion. And I am a jungle bird. I have to keep going. The possibility of being truncated is there. The possibility of failure is there. The possibility, all kinds of possibilities are there. That is the freedom that defines me. And as I close, people, I want you to know that every human being in this room is enslaved to something. Every human being on the face of the earth. True freedom is the ability to choose what enslaves you. The ability to choose. When slavery is chosen for you, that's when you have a problem. When you choose what enslaves you, you are a free man. Am I talking to you? You have to make that choice. I'm a slave of freedom. I will never be free from it. Sorry. I'm a slave of wisdom. I will never be free from it. It's a condition I have accepted. Somebody said, what about in God? I said, well, even the Bible says we are slaves of righteousness. You can't escape the slavery condition. It's a constant. It's either you choose it or somebody chooses it for you. When they choose it for you, it's an abuse and oppressive. When you choose it for yourself, it's the highest expression of your freedom. I've chosen to be a slave of knowledge. I will learn and learn and learn and learn. I will read. I will pay for conferences. I will sit in exclusive rooms. I will network at the highest level, speak at the highest level, release my mind at the highest level. I will pay for FJ's program. I will do everything I need to do such that my case will not be those timid, quiet souls who may never know the heights of success or the misery of defeat. They are in the middle, not seeing pain or relief, existing, never living, taking zero risks, what I call adventure capital. The idea that every day I wake up, I have a choice to honor my own hands, to respect my own brain, embrace my story, trust the future, and move into it with confidence. You will win if you accept that you can, and that your mistakes are the necessary instruments to lead you to your next level. Every error you commit is God's way of saving you from a bigger one. So, the ones you can't afford to commit are still ahead of you. The mistakes you are making now is preservation against the one you can't afford to make. So, honor them, respect them, fall, pick up something as you are rising, speak to yourself, and keep moving. There is nobody except you who has made a commitment to find success without falling first. Only you want that. There's nobody you respect. There's nobody you honor. There's nobody you want to be like who has not seen loss, who has not been broken, who has not been disappointed, who has not been betrayed. Only you seek an economy that does not exist. Honor yourself. Respect your own imperfections. And keep moving. If the Garden of Eden was perfect, Satan will not be there. If Adam was perfect, Eve will be unnecessary. If the garden was perfect, Adam will not be asked to tend it. Every flawedness is imperfect, but not every imperfect is flawed. The fact of elevation and journey are possibilities in the human condition. Stop babysitting yourself. You make a mistake, so what? Keep moving and continue to write your story. The stories are already written. You are just aligning with it. So keep moving and try your best to stay on the path of design. You will find yourself there. There's something called journey mercy. There's something called journey purpose. The things you do every day. You don't need to worry about your purpose. Stop praying about purpose. Purpose is not a discovery, it's a visitation. Focus on whatever your hands finds to do. That's your journey purpose. There are two types of purpose. There's journey purpose, there's ultimate purpose. Journey purpose is what you do every day. Ultimate purpose is what visits you when you are faithful in your journey purpose. If you do all you can do, what you are born to do will emerge. Keep doing it. Try, fail, stand up again. Let your head be bloody. It's okay. Let them point fingers at you. Those things are forming the story of your own testimony. Because without an event, there's no history. And you have to understand that these events are forming for you a story that is not replaceable. The things I've told you today, most of you will never forget it. Because I didn't read them in the book. It's the testimony of marks on my body. I've had to struggle. I've had to get it wrong. I've had to trust my own judgment and got it wrong. Do you know how many dossiers the Lord has crashed in my hand? Well, I was sure God spoke to me. It was me speaking to myself. But guess what? Everything is still added up. All things work together. All things work together. Not for those who get it right. If all things not need to get it work together for you, then you are perfect. All things work together for good for those who love God. If all things are going to work together for you, it's an arrangement for your imperfection. So keep moving. There's a big eye watching you. And that big eye transcends even the limits of your religion. What about that? I don't care if you're a Muslim. I don't care if you're a Christian. Keep moving. To your heart, be true. To your God, be honest. To your world, be relevant. As you keep moving, the real authentic experiences you deserve will find their way into your life. That's how it works. Kabish.